Hello everyone, I'm back with a new video. I promised I would be, and I think it's time to talk about Eurovision 2024 and where it could be hosted in Sweden. Now, I'm doing this video now because apparently it's being reported that the host city in Sweden could be announced in July, which is literally 3 weeks away. The final in Liverpool was less than a month ago, and now we're already getting information about next year. And this is all very, very quick and very, very early compared to what we're used to. I remember Italy in 2022. The host city wasn't revealed until October, I think. And with the UK, it was more understandable because it was a country being hosting on behalf of another country, so they had to sort that out as well as the host city. So usually it's the autumn, I think, we get the announcement. I remember it being August at one point, but July is really early, so quick. I've seen a few people mention that when Sweden hosted before, when they have hosted recently, they do usually plan things very early. So it's obviously what they do. But yeah, it just feels everything's happening so quick after the last contest and it's all happening already. I've also seen a few people mention that the last two times that Sweden hosted, the announcement of the host city was revealed on the 8th of July. So that's interesting. Does that mean that on the 8th of July this year again, we'll know the host city? Well, maybe, and that is not long away at all, only a few weeks. And we're getting all this information, the bidding process has ended. And I think people are expecting, well, there's not that many options, really. People could argue there's only two options, Malmö and Stockholm. But then other people would say, well, actually, there's only one option, and that's Stockholm. I think that's what people are expecting. But something I do want to mention is I'm thinking back this year when the UK hosted and when all the cities were applying, putting in their bids, and we got that shortlist. And then right at the end, it was between Glasgow and Liverpool. I remember very clearly, actually, that Liverpool was not expected at all. People didn't think it would be Liverpool. I didn't. I assumed it would be Glasgow. I don't know why, but I think most people did. And Liverpool was always very much a dark horse, and nobody expected it. But Liverpool were chosen, and they put on a great show, and they ended up being one of the best host cities we've had, and probably giving one of the best shows in general, the best contests that we've had. So that was unexpected, and that is what is kind of making me think, because of that and because of the pattern that we've been getting over the past few years, where it's not the capital city of the country that's chosen, but a slightly smaller city, but with a big enough arena. Because of that pattern that we've been getting, that is what is making me think, well, I won't be absolutely shocked if it's not Stockholm. So that's something to bear in mind, something to think about. So if it's not Stockholm, I wouldn't be absolutely shocked, to be honest. So in this video, I'll talk about the most likely options. I will just quickly mention Gothenburg. They have hosted before back in the 80s, I think, or maybe early 90s. I can't remember, but not for a while. And I think they have submitted an application to host, but people are not really expecting them to host because apparently the arena they have, the venue isn't suitable, it doesn't meet the requirements. So it's probably not going to be Gothenburg, but you never know, maybe we should expect the unexpected. I think I've heard somewhere actually they are building a new arena, but probably not in time for next year. So yeah, I don't think we're really expecting Gothenburg. But I think the two cities we are expecting are the other two obvious ones that have hosted before, and that's Malmö and obviously Stockholm. So Malmö hosted in 2013, which interestingly, the year before is when Loreen won. So are they going to do the same thing? And Loreen has won again. Will they go back to Malmö to repeat the pattern of taking Loreen to the next city the next year? That'll be a nice little memory, but it's not all about that. They've also, I think they have got a suitable arena, Malmö, fairly, well, big enough as far as I know. I think the requirement is 11,000, I think. So there's definitely been smaller arenas that have been used in the past. And I mean, I don't know much about the city of Malmö, if they've got room for the village. Every city needs a big public space, like a square or a park for the village. I imagine Malmö probably does. The thing with Malmö is it's very, very close to Copenhagen in Denmark. Literally, like, is it 20 minutes or half an hour over the bridge into Denmark? So I imagine if it is Malmö, a lot of people will stay in Copenhagen, and they probably did back in 2013. So maybe they don't want that. But yeah, I don't think people are really expecting Malmö, but it is definitely an option. And like I said before, with Liverpool, expect the unexpected. If it meets the requirements, if the arena is big enough, if they've got the facilities they need for everything else, all the other activities around the city, then why not? It could win. So let's talk about an obvious option, which is, of course, Stockholm. And they've got a lot of options in terms of the venue. In 2016, they hosted in what is now called, I think, the Avicii Arena. I think it was called the Globen Arena. It's that big dome-shaped building, very unique venue, actually. I don't know if it's the only place in the world that's got a circle-shaped arena like that. I think it could be. So it's very unique, but it won't be there because apparently there's renovations being made on the Avicii Arena, so it's not available for next year. So it won't be there. But that doesn't matter because there's two other options. Stockholm have got two big arenas, and that's the Tele2 Arena and the Friends Arena, which is huge by the looks of it. The capacity is over 50,000. That's more than enough. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think either both or at least one of these arenas have hosted Melodifestivalen at some point, probably this year. I don't know if the final of Melfest was in Friends Arena or some of the semi-finals. I'm not sure, but I'm sure they've done Melfest in one or both of those places. Now, from what's being reported, it looks like the Friends Arena is what they're looking to go for. And that's a big arena, like I said, 50,000 capacity, which is, well, more than enough, really. So I just want to talk about the potential problems with that, the issues that that could have. And there's two problems, I think. First of all, the Friends Arena is actually a long way away from Stockholm. It's not actually in the centre of Stockholm. In fact, it's actually in another city called Solna, I think. Not sure how to pronounce it, but It's not in the centre at all. And I've talked about this before. I know I keep saying it, but I'll say it again. The great thing about Liverpool was that everything was just so convenient and so close together. It was, a big, well, actually not really a big city. It was big enough, to have all that you need for Eurovision. And the arena was big enough, it looked great on TV. But physically, everything in the city was walkable and close together. And the arena was literally right in the centre. You could just walk there along the Albert Dock. And we were very, very lucky with that. I don't think we'll ever get that again, to be honest. I don't think we've ever been that lucky with a host city, having everything so conveniently placed together. And the problem with this is that the arena is so far out. So if they are planning to host it there, I hope they arrange public transport for people. I don't know what the public transport to that arena is like now, but if people are going to go there, then we need to get there and back late at night as well. So surely they can make that work. It's not as convenient as it could be. And I don't think we'll ever get as lucky as we were with Liverpool in terms of that convenience. The other potential arena, called the Tele2 Arena, I think it looks like it's a little bit closer to Stockholm, but it's never going to be Liverpool Arena. So, yeah, it could be a potential problem, but I'm sure they can work around it, or they have to, really. And the other potential issue with the Friends Arena hosting, not so much of an issue, but something to think about, I think, is the fact it's so big, it almost feels like it's too big. It's more of a stadium than an arena, or, a very, very big arena. And Eurovision, we're not really used to that. We're used to having, big arenas, but not huge stadiums like that. They have hosted in massive arenas before, I know, like, I think, was it Copenhagen 2001? That was absolutely huge. And maybe Moscow as well. But I'm not sure about recently having like a huge arena like that. So yeah, it's not really what we're used to. But the good thing about that potentially is the fact it's got such a big capacity. Could that mean that it would be easier to get tickets because more room, more ticket opportunities, maybe? So that could be a good thing. If they do use this arena, it could be the biggest Eurovision ever. Maybe that's what they want. I know there's been issues as well, apparently, with football teams who normally use this venue who are refusing to move, apparently, but I don't know if they can work around that, maybe negotiate that, or maybe they'll have to move. But I know I've heard there's been some sort of conflict with football teams not wanting or not easily leaving the Friends Arena, so we'll find out what happens with that, I guess. Now, on my community page the other day, only about a week ago, I posted a poll, Stockholm or Malmö, and after about 200 votes, nearly 200 votes, 73% of you voted for Stockholm. So I think it's very obvious that Stockholm is what people are expecting and hoping for as well, by the looks of it. So we'll wait and see. So something else that's being revealed, or reported at least, again, already, I can't believe how early this whole thing is happening, was criteria for the host city, the requirements that the city should meet. And it's the usual, what you'd expect, really, about hotel rooms. They want at least 3,500 available hotel rooms. I'm sure Stockholm could do that. As for Malmö, as I mentioned before, Copenhagen is an option. I don't know if that's what they would want, for everyone to just go to Copenhagen and not Malmö, but I'm sure Stockholm could fit that, definitely. And they also want room for, well, the press centre, obviously, space for the turquoise carpet. They're calling it the turquoise carpet again. Does that mean that it's always going to be the turquoise carpet? I know in Rotterdam it was the... No, it was turquoise, wasn't it? Why is it? Oh, I think it's to do with Moroccan oil, which is their sponsor. That's blue, so maybe it's always a turquoise carpet every year, but I can't remember. And they need space for a venue for the official Euro Club. I didn't go to the Euro Club in Liverpool, but I wasn't bothered about that really. What's interesting is that they haven't mentioned the village, which is a big part of Eurovision, is the village. And they have that every year. As long as the city has got a park, a big public park or a square, which most cities usually do for the village, then there will be one. But it's funny how they haven't mentioned that here, but they've mentioned the Euro Club. So they must have just forgotten to mention that, but I'm sure there will be a Euro Village. And I'm sure Stockholm, I mean, they only hosted in 2016, which was not that long ago, so I'm sure they can do it all again. Something else that's been revealed to us is the potential dates that they're looking at. So there were the dates for the Saturday final, and it looks like it will either be the 11th or the 18th is what they're aiming for, which is not really unexpected. It's always the second or third week of May. If I had to make just a fun prediction, just a random guess, I'm going to say it will be the 18th, will be the day of the final. I don't know why, if I had to make a guess, I'll say they'll pick 18th, but it could be the 11th, who knows. I know there's been talk as well about what they're planning on doing in terms of shortening the show, apparently. I don't know if it's true or if it's something that they're thinking about, but apparently they're thinking of shortening the show to 3 hours rather than 4 hours. I don't know what that means in terms of maybe less interval acts. There was also, again, something else that we've heard about in the space of about 1 week is about the juries and what they're thinking of doing with that. They're thinking of changing something with the jury voting, which, I mean, there was a lot of outrage this year with the juries. So they're obviously listening to that. And maybe there should be some changes with the power that juries have. But maybe that's for another video. Maybe I should save that for another conversation. This is just about the host city itself. But yeah, there's a lot of information that we're getting in general about next year already. In the space of about, well, a few days, really, we've had this information coming to us. So yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot of news being reported very quickly. And like I said at the start, it looks like it could be revealed, the host city could be revealed in just a few weeks' time. So we might know. I could come back to you in my next video, and by then we'll know what the host city is. So yeah, it's all happening. So I think I'll leave it there for our little discussion on the potential host city for Sweden. Let me know what your thoughts are on anything I've talked about. Do you think it will be Stockholm, or do you think maybe it's not that obvious? And if you're watching this and you're from Sweden or you live in Sweden, let me know what you think. Do you think it will be in Stockholm? Are you hoping for something else, maybe? I'd like to know as well what you think about what I said about the Friends Arena and the two issues over the location and the capacity. You know, what do you think about that? Do you think that could affect things in any way? Anything at all? Let me know in the comments below and let's keep the discussion going. And maybe very soon we will find the answers to everything. So thank you very much for watching. As always, I will be back for some more videos very soon, and whenever that will be, I shall see you then. Thank you for watching. Bye.